Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Joining me right now is one of the very best pistol shooters in the world, Max Michel. He's the head of the shooting team at SIG Sauer, Team SIG Sauer. Hey, Max, how are you?
Good, Tom. How's it going?
Excellent. So are you able to shoot it all these days? I mean, with 2 rounds a week, it's kind of hard to practice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been rough, honestly. You know, no matter who you are at the game, it's been a struggle. So I'm just trying to pace myself as much as I can.
Got any tips for people who are saying, I want to practice, but I don't have ammo? Are there things you can do that would help you maybe with either less ammo or no ammo?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tom, you know, dry fire, no ammunition. You can really learn a lot of techniques and really work on a lot of skills without ammunition, and then you go to the range and you test those skills and techniques. But like I said, it's been a struggle for everyone, and I would just say that, you know, whether you're dry firing or not, just make sure that you budget your time, budget your ammo. If you have 500 rounds, you feel good about yourself. But the minute you go to the range for one day and they're gone. So I would budget that and make sure you can break up your practices accordingly.
You know, and I've mentioned this before here. When I talk to or read about golf instructors and pro golfers, they always say when they're on the driving range, they don't just stand there and hit balls. There's a reason for every swing. They have a thought process of, what am I trying to do with this particular shot? Can we benefit from that same kind of thinking with our practice shooting?
Absolutely. You know, I was at the range just last week practicing, and as I was leaving, I don't know if it's because of the ammo shortage or what, but as I was leaving, I mentioned that to myself, and I thought, everything I did just now in practice, I could have done at home with no ammunition. You know, drawing from a holster, magazine change, just gun handling skills in general. Right. It's going to make you so much better. And I believe that in dry fire time, you can really work on things at half speed in front of a mirror and break things down into such great detail to where that way you can be better and more efficient. So when you do need these skills, you can just kind of, deploy those skills and do it in a very quick and effective manner. Interesting
you say in front of a mirror, because what you're really doing is now we always talk about working with a trainer. The trainer is like another set of eyes, right? So with a mirror, you become the other set of eyes because you don't actually know what you look like, what you're doing until you're looking at that and you go, oh, I'm sweeping, I'm bowling, I'm doing these movements. But also, I mean, whether it's in front of on a pad or even standing right in front of your bed, doing mag changes, dropping mags and pulling them out of your mag pouch and just working on those mag changes over and over, hundreds of times, thousands of times.
That's right. It costs you no time. It costs you no ammunition there. It's just a little bit of time and effort, and you can really teach yourself step by step by the numbers, in that slow rate, and it really helps when you need it most.
Pretty cool. All right, so SIG obviously is making guns just as fast as they can make them, throwing them out the door. I mean, you know the drill. You've been up there. But at the same time, they're actually creating new guns. And one of them is the one you were sending me pictures of this morning. I'm going, oh, that is a good-looking pistol. So what is this thing?
Yeah, I'm excited, Tom. This is what we're calling the P320 Max. So it's part of the X-Series lines of guns and part of our custom works now. But if you can imagine the P320, how it evolved to the X5, and then it evolved from there to the Legion, and then, of course, from there now to the P320 Max. It's been a lot of fun being a part of that development process every step of the way. But the 320 Max in general, I'm extremely excited about. Obviously, it's got my name on it, so I'm pumped about that. Yeah. But it's really a great product because whether you're a competitive shooter or someone who just appreciates target shooting, this is going to be a great gun for you.
So tell me about the gun. What makes it different from a standard 320? Yeah,
so I would say this. I would say the Legion. It's very similar to a Legion in that everything on the lower end you're going to see as far as the TXG tungsten-infused grip module, which makes the gun obviously a little heavier, which gives you softer felt recoil, and it stabilizes the dot much faster on target. Mm-hmm. We're going to have that skeletonized trigger that you're looking for, the magazine well to give you those speed reloads. But on the top is where we kind of really redesign the upper of this. So there's 3 main features on the upper that are different from and makes it unique from our other 320s, and that's going to be our serrations number 1. So instead of having just side serrations, I went ahead and put serrations everywhere. We wrapped it around the top of the slide, on the side of the slide. I mean, you grab this gun, and it's going to be very easy to load quickly and effectively, which is one of the things that I wanted to do. Another great feature on this is kind of another topic, but we have the SIG Sauer Romeo 3 Max optic, which I helped develop a couple of years ago. whether it's got my name on it or not, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I do believe it's the best optic on the planet. And to have that paired up with this pistol, it's going to be directly mounted to the slide, so there's no more adapter plates that you need, which makes it really nice. Less moving parts means less potential issues.
Right.
And then the weirdest thing that we've done, Tom, is we've taken the front sight completely off of the gun. A lot of guys look at this and they say, well, hang on, there's no front sight, there's no backup sight. But in my opinion, with a free-floating red dot, I don't want anything in front of my vision, anything in my way. I truly believe in this optic. It is the best optic that's available. And now you can have a clear path to the target with nothing blocking that whatsoever.
Okay, so there's no iron rear sight and there's no iron front sight. There's no iron sights on this gun at all.
Correct. It's just going to be a slick top with serrations across the top there, and just really, really clean vision to the target.
That is almost an act of faith to do that, isn't it?
Yes. It's one of those things that I knew was going to catch the attention of some folks, and they were going to think, why the heck did he do that? But I've been shooting my SIG P320s without a front sight on it for probably 2 or 3 years now, maybe longer. And it's just something that I believed in, and I trust in our optics, and they just work on. And if you know me, just as well as anybody, Tom, and you know that I compete at the highest level against these guys from all across the world, and I wouldn't, go out there and compete with something that I didn't trust in. And so I choose to not have that front sight, so it gives me that really clean appearance to the target, and it just makes it that much easier to see what I'm trying to hit.
Okay, real-world question then. Before you took off the front sights and you were using a gun with a red dot and still had front sights on it, how many times did you have to go to the iron sights?
0.
0. So you never ended up having to use the iron sights even when you had the red dot on it?
Correct. I just felt I never needed it. And that's why I said, you know what, this thing is just getting in my way, and it's really it's making me want to use the front sight to aim rather than the red dot. And I decided to take it off. Now, if you believe in that for self-defense or not, that's a different question. But for competitive shooting, I truly feel like it's the best way to go. Yeah.
What does the red dot give you in terms of either speed or accuracy or both? I don't know. How do you explain what a red dot does for you?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tom. I've been running red dots on a pistol for, I guess, 30 years now, believe it or not. It's been a long time.
Wow.
And I find that it makes me extremely accurate because I'm able to place that very small object, being the red dot, anywhere on the target that I'm trying to engage. I'm not just putting it on the target. I'm putting it at a spot on the target that I'm trying to hit. And so it's a very pinpoint object that I can place exactly where I want it. So that's going to give me more accuracy that I'm looking for. And that's also going to make me faster because I no longer have to shift my vision from the threat or the target back to the front sight to address that front sight and the rear sight and making sure they're all lined up. That goes away. My vision is focused on, or the red dot is focused on infinity, so now my vision can stay downrange and just simply put the dot on the target and activate the trigger. So it definitely makes me faster and more accurate.
You just look at the target, and the red dot basically appears on the target.
It does.
Yeah,
now,
I like it.
We talked about dry fire earlier. Now, just really quickly, you're going to need to dry fire a ton, especially guys who are switching from iron sights, which I do a lot of that for our military and law enforcement guys, switching from iron sights to red dots. It's becoming popular these days, pistol-mounted optics. It's hard to find that red dot. And when you find it, it's easy to lose it. So you got to really be able to dry fire and get that repetition down to make sure you can find it on demand. So,
all right. So what's the new pistol called?
The SIG Sauer P320 Max.
And, a lot of people are going to say Max, like maximum. And I'm thinking, no, like Max Michel. Come on.
That's right.
Well, look, thank you so much for sharing the information, and best to you and the family. I hope everything's going well.
Same to you, Tom. Thank you so much for having me.
You betcha. You take care. Max Michel, not only one of the good guys, he is one of the best, fastest, most accurate pistol shooters you'll ever see. If you get a chance, go check out, just look up Max Michel on his website or on YouTube or someplace and look at the guy shoot. You just go, holy cow. Amazing stuff. Cool gun. All right.